Europeans are Amerinds carrying a natural Neanderthal DNA. 60% of the Europeans carry the prehistoric root of Y-DNA R1b. The prehistoric root of Y-DNA R1b and R1a is R1, and this prehistoric root is, from prehistory and still today, carried by the Native Americans. The North American Amerindian tribes with extremely high percentages of Y-DNA R1 are exactly known. So it is genetically proven that Europeans descended from Native Americans. Europeans roughly had only one mutation more than the Native Americans. On top of that, also most of the rest of the Y-DNA haplogroups present in Europe and across the world had their roots in the Americas, and a large portion of now dead Native and pre-Columbian Americans, as well as all the not eradicated and still today living Native Americans, naturally present the supposed Neanderthal fraction, and this in even much larger fractions of Neanderthal, and on top of the Neanderthal fraction also fractions of even other Archaics, than generally found in the so-called modern humans that are living outside sub-Saharan Africa. All this is true, while the general public still seems to be wrongly convinced that the supposed Neanderthal DNA fraction only was carried by and came from interbreeding between humans, supposedly a small number of out-of-Africans, present in Europe and or West Eurasians and Neanderthals. First of all, this is proven not to be true. A. Because the right conditions for such interbreeding never occurred, simply because the right conditions are improbable, read impossible. B. The native humans that lived contemporary with the European and Western Eurasian Neanderthals, obviously the only candidates to have interbred, never carried this supposed Neanderthal fraction. C. The much too few humans that effectively carried the supposed Neanderthal fraction went extinct. Rani's 13 and Barcho-Kiro cave in Bulgaria went extinct, as is to be expected, simply because any such at the time living human would have been extinct during the by ancient DNA proven population turnover events, David Rye, 2021 and others. D. The simplified ancestral markers prove that modern humans originated in the Americas and not at all in Europe nor in Western Eurasia. E. Geneticists like David Rye, Parbo Svant never thought the supposed interbreeding to be realistic nor probable, but had to keep their mouths shut forever, since consensus dogmatically claimed they had proven the supposed DNA fraction was from interbreeding with Neanderthals, this in complete absence of any still standing proof. Any raising of doubts or questioning from their parts would have undoubtedly and irreversibly damaged their research fundings, as well as their and many others' careers. David Rye insists that the actual human history is improbable. And interbreeding form out of Africans with Neanderthals is essential in the actual standard dogma human history. The way he and others dare to call it in rather recent public interviews makes it very clear that the actual reigning human history is not at all based on the actual science. D. Many other reasons for standard dogma no longer to be probable, read possible, are extensively argued and or proven in other origin for existence videos. On top of this, all the simplified ancestral markers already tell us, and some of them point more specifically to the Amazon Amerinds of the Amazon forest. Certainly Signal Y, PV92, Y-DNA QM3 do this, and to a certain extent Blood Group O does exactly the same. 40 days is roughly the time ancient navigators. Like also the future Bell Beaker culture, corded ware culture, and steppe pastoralists alike, further also the supposed people of Noah or their supposed descended people's Y-DNA haplogroup, all of these roughly around 5,000 years ago, needed to cross over to their destinations, this departing from their origins in the Americas. 40 days it is also not far of the time also modern sailors need to cross over from the Americas.